and rise against every obstacle in front of them tonight.
Still Henderson, safe by the goalkeeper, and in by Divock Origi. And Liverpool have scored early. And Mane's in the middle, there's not much else to aim for. Now there is, it's in! It's Gini Wijnaldum for Liverpool! He's caught in a beauty! Wijnaldum!
Oh my goodness gracious me!
The unthinkable! The unbelievable! Liverpool are level from 3 down against Barcelona! The raw emotion of what's going on in this game. Early goal, Origi! Liverpool he's coming in! He's coming in! What a piece of quick thinking from Trent Alexander-Arnold! And Divock Origi has 2, and Liverpool have 4, and they are on the precipice of the greatest night of European champions.
Good. Sorry. You go, Ryan. Sorry, I didn't mean to. We went at the same time. Sorry. You go.
Good afternoon. Good morning, whenever you're watching this video. I want to say Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, guys.
Big up to every one of my subscribers out there. Really appreciate the love and the support. We're going to do the match preview for the Chelsea versus Liverpool. Very important game. It's a bitter taste not to see Arsenal win this morning against Manchester City, but we have to keep going on till the end of the season. I remember Premier League title don't win in January, so let us see where it's going to take us. But Jersey boy, how you feel about that defeat that Arsenal get? Do you believe they deserve to get?
Arsenal were the better team. Most of the City fans I've talked to all believe that Arsenal were the better team and they weren't good enough. But I think it's the winning mentality, Ryan. You've got to remember 1920. Remember the 1920 season, Ryan?
Yep.
We were winning games where we were crap. There were games in that season when we won the league. We didn't deserve to win it, but we got the winner at the end. Like that Palace game. Palace had a lot of chances. We were like it's going to be a draw. Bang, got a win. There's those games where we got last minute winners, and that was real mentality. And you know, I personally don't believe there is Manchester City or Manchester United or Liverpool. I don't think VAR favours anyone. I just think the people who run VAR are just too stupid. That's it. I just think they don't know how to work VAR. I think it's every single team, Ryan, is going to get screwed by VAR. Arsenal, City, Liverpool, United, every team. It's going to happen. Yes, I know City weren't very good, right? But Arsenal have to blame themselves, Ryan, because Arsenal had loads of chances their first half. They didn't put away their chances. They had the chance where Martinelli could have put it in open net, put it wide. There was loads of chances, you know, that they didn't put in. And, you know, I understand. I personally believe they should have got a penalty in the first half. Right. But it's VAR's fault. It's not City's fault. I don't like people blaming fans or teams just because of VAR. It's not their fault. I think City, you know, they weren't that good, but they managed to get a penalty. They put the penalty away, and when it was going to be a draw, they worked as a team and put the ball to Rodri, and Rodri puts it in the net. So that I'm just applauding City because, as I said, City don't look like they're going to lose. Today they look like they might lose, but they still got the win. And I've got to applaud them because they are a great, great, great team. I just think I think this is Arsenal's best game of the season. But I've got to say this, Ryan, right? 1, it was a penalty to Arsenal. 2, it was a penalty to City as well. And 3, it was a red card. I don't know what Gabriel was doing, scuffing the penalty spot and then barging into Gabriel Jesus. It's stupid. So yeah, I think Arsenal deserve something from the game, but I just think City are just, they're in the groove now. You can't stop them. So I think City will. I always had a feeling City were going to come back. So a fair play to City. It's a shame, but this is why, Ryan, in the title we've said, this game is it or nothing. Because if we do not win this game against Chelsea, we could be 15 points behind Manchester City. And that would be really bad. So if we win, Ryan, we close the gap. We move the gap away from Chelsea and the others. And you never know what could happen. But for me, we have to win this game. A draw is horrible. Because if we draw, that means us and Chelsea are further away from City and it'll just be City going fire. So that's why it has to be win. Has to be a win. Okay. For me, it's win or no title. No title.
Okay. Here's my thought on the Arsenal game before we get into the preview. Because he's not a good analyst. And the mic over back to me. I ask you a question. What you think about the Arsenal game? You should give me the question. But I know you jump. You want to go to the Liverpool thing. But here is my thought, Jersey boy.
No, I was going to ask you.
No. I'm just messing around with you.
I'll say, Ryan, what is your thoughts on the Arsenal game today?
I think Arsenal play excellent. I think this is the best game I see Arsenal play for a long time under Mikel Arteta. I think they spot on from minute 1 to 93 minutes. 93 minutes yet. I know it's 96, but 93 minutes. I think Arsenal do everything right. Same thing that bite Liverpool the other day against Leicester City. Do not take a chance. Liverpool didn't take their chance. It ended up bite them. Arsenal get opportunity after opportunity against Manchester City. They press them. They do everything right, but they just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. And I understand what you say about VR. I think VR, man, I don't know, man. I think we have in VR, and it's just only in England this happen. We're not seeing these mistake after mistake in the Champions League. We're not seeing this bad error in major tournament. It's just England. The referee them is just not good enough, and the people them in the VR just not good enough. We have one of the best league in the world, but we have some of the poor people who reffing and linings the game. They are not good enough. This is why none of them went to that World Cup, last World Cup, because they are not good enough. And you know my problem, Jersey boy. You see when Klopp made a mistake, when they get fined, when Jose Mourinho, Conte, all of these coaches make mistake, they come out and adjust the press. Why you make this change? Thomas Tuchel, why this and that? When things go wrong, player get red card, player come out and speak after the game. A full time now, we need to have referee to try to get into them head to see what they are thinking. Why you made this decision? Why you didn't give that penalty? We need to see referee come out and do interview. I think that's the way going forward. Some of
or a microphone, Ryan, because you could hear them in the game, going to the official. I saw this. I would love it, Ryan, if they started putting microphones. We could hear them speak.
Yeah, we want to know what is going on. Every single person who made a mistake or the club come and represent them, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And the referee is the only person who don't have to come and talk. They make mistake after mistake. Cast team to get relegated. Cast team not to win the trophy. Cast team not to win the Premier League. A full time now, we can get some referee will come out and speak. But I think Arsenal, I remember when Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool and they do very well and stuff. I think this come back down to Arteta. Why Arsenal lose the game today? Experience. You see, when you don't have a lot of experience in the team and you have a lot of young people doing stuff, down the line you're going to make mistakes. And today, I am really disappointed in Xhaka. Xhaka is very... I don't know how this guy is at international football. This guy play for Switzerland, the captain, and play how much international football. But yet still, this guy make a foul like that inside the box. Whether you want to believe it's a penalty or it's not a penalty, he hold on the player. Once he hold on the player, it's a foul. It no matter if Bernardo going down too easy, it's a foul. And I'm really, really pissed off with Shaka. As an experienced player, been there, done that, play in the Premier League and make a decision like that, it was atrocious by Shaka. He's the one of the cast the game. Gabriel, why you foul Jesus? Why you foul Jesus? Eh? Why you foul Jesus? Leave him, make him go, and then you chase him. And it come back down to player. They need experience in that team. But Arsenal, I wish them all the best. They're going to play against Liverpool next. And I think it's going to be a tough game. And I know Arsenal fans feel away now, but hold your head high. I see a lot of improvements in this Arteta team. And I wish them all the best. And the referee them need to get blamed. It's a joke. It's a
Agreed.
joke. But over to you. What said you? You have any?
Quickly want to say one. Shaka can have good games, right? If you remember in the Euros, when my team, you can see here, got for Christmas. Can't see it because they've got green screen, but it's the France kit, right? I'm half French. We played against Switzerland. Who was man of the match in that game one? Granit Xhaka. Xhaka can have good games, but for some reason for Arsenal, he keeps giving away penalties and gets red cards. He doesn't think properly. And I think the referee got everything right today. I think it was VAR that got it wrong. The ref wasn't at fault. It was VAR. But I still think City were going to come back anyway. But
So,
other than that, let's just speak about this game, Ryan, because we've got loads. This game is a crucial game. But we've got lots and lots of things going wrong. We've got Klopp today confirmed with, I'm not going to say the words. Don't say the illness, Ryan, because you're going to demonetize. So let's just say the illness. So we've got Klopp ill. Apparently Alisson is ill. And apparently Bobby Firmino is ill. Now the problem with that is, if there's no Origi, if there's no Minamino, and we've only got Jota starting at striker. If Jota is not working, we've got no one else to come up front. We'll probably have to play Oxlade-Chamberlain at false 9. So they've got that, but also for Chelsea, Chelsea played a 3-4-3 formation, and they play with wing backs. Ben Chilwell was out for the entire season with an anterior cruciate ligament tear. Reece James is out for 3 to 4 months, apparently, from what I've heard, 3 to 4 months, with a complete snap of the hamstring, which is really unfortunate. So they're probably going to be playing Ryan with a winger at wing back, such as Pulisic or Callum Hudson-Odoi. How do you feel about this game with the amount of unavailable players for us and the unavailable players Chelsea have?
well, as you said, this is how the English league running their stuff. They don't want to put off any more games because of the amount of money sponsorship give to the English Premier League. This is football. They're going to have ups and downs. Player going to get injured. Player going to out with that virus and all of them stuff there. But I think once we have 22 players go on the pitch, you're going to see a good game. I think both teams are strong enough. Both teams good coaching. Both teams coach properly. I expect this game going to be tough for both clubs. But who wants it the most going to win? Liverpool have a decent record traveling to Stamford Bridge. Last time we played at Stamford Bridge, we defeat them by 2 goals
to 1. It was
Bobby Firmino and
Firmino. Yeah, it was a Firmino header from a Trent. No, it was Trent. Yeah, it was a free kick, wasn't it? Free kick to Bobby, who scored a header, and then a Trent free kick that and then Kante scored. That was wait, no, that was 1920. Last season. Oh my God, last season we played them at Chelsea. We lost 1-0. We lost 1-0 at Anfield. What happened when we played them at Stamford Bridge, though. Oh, no, sorry, Ryan. It was 2-0. It was 2-0. Remember? Kepa with the 2 mistakes, and Thiago had one of his best games for Liverpool when he was controlling that midfield and all of that stuff. Yes, so sorry. The last time we played at Stamford Bridge, it was a 2-0 win. So I got it wrong. So I got the wrong season wrong. So it was 2 goals by Sadio Mane in that game from Kepa mistakes. So yeah, this is going to be a really, 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 really difficult game with unavailable players. But yeah, you continue, Ryan. So yeah, I'm sorry. It was 2-0. It was 2-0.
Okay, fair enough. So, let us see who's going to play tomorrow. We don't know who out. It's just speculation and stuff at this moment. Nothing confirmed more than the club will not be a part of the team tomorrow. Just like Arteta, you see Arsenal putting in good performance. The assistant will follow the coach.
I trust Pep Linders. You know, he managed that 1-0 game versus Shrewsbury, bro.
Yep.
He had the whole team of youngsters, and he managed to.
Yeah, this is not the first time
well.
to control.
Pep Linders is good. This could be a little bit of a test run and see, could Pep Linders in the future take over from Klopp? Could he? But let's do lineup predictions. I'm going to go with what I've heard because from what I know, these are the same people who leaked that Van Dijk and Fabinho were out with COVID. Oh, they said the word, sorry. Get that. Van Dijk and Fabinho were out with the illness. So, my predicted lineup for tomorrow is as follows. Queeveen Kelleher in goal. Right back, Trent Alexander-Arnold. A centre-back pairing of Joel Matip and Virgil van Dijk. I'm going to go Matip still because Matip, even though we lost against Leicester, Ryan, Matip was unreal. He was their best centre-back on that pitch. And he's, Van Dijk's still taking a bit of time to come back. And I think he's declining a little bit. But very, very good by Matip. There's forward runs and everything. Left back, Kostas Tsimikas, because Robbo's out with red card suspension. He'll be back against Arsenal, I believe. No, I think he'll be out against Arsenal. And then, midfield run, Fabinho, Henderson, Naby Keita, and up front, Jota, Mane, Salah. And that's my starting lineup. What about you, Ryan?
Well, first time we have to agree on the same starting lineup. I prefer that lineup too. I like that lineup. And I hope Mane can come with him A game and make sure that in final pass is better. And he need to score to get back him confident. This is the last game. And then Salah, Mane
and
Keita going off the African Cup of Nations. We will miss them. So Mane need to finish him chance. Salah need to get involved more in the game. Jota need to score, finish him chance too. We're not exalt nobody, but they need to take their chances. This game is all about take your chances. Away from home, you're not going to get many chances against Chelsea because they will play at home and they will make it difficult for us. We have to just commit our A game. And once we can commit our A game, I strongly believe we can get 3 points from this Chelsea team. But it's going to be tough. Both teams cannot afford to drop points. Win for either team will do well chasing the dream against Manchester City. It's going to be tough, but we never give up. In the work.
Listen, it's going to be very difficult, right? But I think Mane needs to get into gear now, Ryan, because Senegal need Mane. If Senegal want to go far in this competition, Mane needs to be on his A game. Because I don't know who Senegal, I think they've got an easy group, but Egypt, they've got Nigeria in their group. And Salah needs to be on his A game as well because Nigeria are tough. They've got a good striker and stuff. So I'm going to be watching the African Cup of Nations this January because maybe we could do some watch along for them or something. Because I want to, like a Salah watch, a Mane watch. I want to see Salah, Mane, lead their team to victory. But I still think Algeria are going to win it because they're.
So Jersey boy, some news that come out that about Roman Lukaku. What said you? Why you think what is going on where Lukaku coming out and criticize Tamakuku? You need to play.
I think it's very childish, Ryan, and the reason is right. Tuchel and Chelsea weren't even aware of this interview, right? They weren't even aware. He did it on his own accord. I understand he wants to apologise to the Inter fans because the Inter fans hate him because of how we left. But he was flirting with Inter, saying, I want to be back in my prime. He's in his prime right now, Ryan. So he basically wants to go next year. I just think it was not the way he should have done it. People were saying it was mistranslated. Fabrizio Romano is Italian, and the whole thing was retranslated, and it's exactly what he said. I think Lukaku has done very badly. I think he's done very, very, very badly with this interview, and Chelsea fans are really angry. And I don't know what's wrong with him, but it isn't like the system. But the system's been working sort of. I think Lukaku needs to just prove it on the field, and he's sorry to the Chelsea fans, and I honestly think he will tomorrow. But I thought the interview was just not the right way to do it. What do you think?
I think I don't know what happened, but here's why he did it. In back is broad. You pay for a player for almost over 100 or over 100 million. You pay that money for him. He has to stand on the bench. He's a big name in that dressing room. And he's having a lot of influence in that Chelsea team. A couple years ago before, I remember when Chelsea just signed him. He's just someone who Chelsea signed. But Chelsea paid real money for Roman Lukaku now. So he's a star now. And I think that interview he did was wrong. And also, he went ahead. I think the Inter Milan fans went ahead and put up something outside of the Inter Milan stadium.
They said, I think it was your actions speak louder than words.
So probably him trying to look back at hype after the Inter fans. We don't know. Let us see. But I think with a lot of issue going on at Chelsea right now, I think Liverpool should capitalize.
I hope we do, and I hope we have another lovely watch along, because the last few watch alongs have been a bit sad. Me and Ryan have done. It's Tottenham, disappointment. Leicester, we were like, me and Ryan were bashing the table because we're like, Mane, for God's sake. I'm so sick of Sadio. Tomorrow, Sadio has to be on his A game, because if again Ryan has a mare, he's really going to be laughed at, because this is unacceptable. So let's go score predictions.
Well, my score prediction, before we get into the score prediction though, where do you think the game going to win? Midfield, striker, where do you think this game going to win? And two questions. Where you think the game going to win? Where they're going to win from?
Midfield and forwards.
Okay. So
and defense. It's hard to explain.
Okay. So when you look at this Chelsea team, who are some of the players that you're scared of whenever you see them on the
Lukaku. I think Lukaku is a fantastic striker. I think the interviews were stupid, but I'm going to forget about that for a minute. He's a good striker. He's come back from injury, Ryan. In both the games he's come back, he scored twice. He's a good player. He's a very good player. Kai Havertz. This is a player I wanted us to sign. We didn't get him. It was expensive. And probably Rudiger, because Rudiger's a defender that's going... He's like an attacking defender. He's going up forwards, creating a lot of problems. He's got this as well. I'll go Pulisic as well, because I like Pulisic. It's a shame we didn't get him from Dortmund, but he's a good player. So there's the players I'm afraid of. But it's gonna be interesting how Chelsea line up, because from what I think they're like the lineup, my predicted lineup for them is going to be Mendy, a back three of Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and I think Chalobah. or Aspilicueta. Callum Hudson-Odoi right wing back. Alonso left wing back. A midfield of Jorginho and Kante. And up top, I think they'll go Lukaku, Mason Mount, Havertz. That's what I'm going to go.
Yeah. What about Timo Werner? And there nothing is going on.
He's back, but I think he'll be on the bench.
Yeah. Timo Werner is a good player, man.
He's got no minutes. He's got no match fitness.
So what happened? He was injured?
The illness.
Okay.
We can't say it because YouTube will demonetize. So I don't want you to get demonetized. So yeah, the illness.
No problem.
Werner as well. So do you know what? I'm gonna go for Havertz. I'm not gonna start it. I'll go Pulisic instead because Havertz and Werner don't have any minutes. So they'll probably come off the bench. So let's go score lineups one. No, sorry, Ryan. Yeah. Who are you scared of? Who are you scared of in this Chelsea team? Who are the players you're like, oh?
Lukaku always have a fantastic game when him come up against Liverpool. But I think the last game at Liverpool, I think Virgil van Dijk has done him best. Locked down Roman Lukaku.
He did get bodied by Lukaku, to be fair. You remember that in the first part of the game, Virgil van Dijk went flopped on the floor. But it led to nothing, though. But listen, Lukaku, but still, even after that, Virgil still had Lukaku in his pocket.
Yeah, Virgil played Roman Lukaku very well. Mm-hmm. And Chelsea and farm at that time. But before I give my score prediction, let's give a little bit of stat about both teams. So the last 5 games for Chelsea coming into this game, Chelsea have 3 draw, 2 win. Chelsea coming off a 1-1 draw against Brighton. Chelsea should have lose that game. It was a disappointed for all the Chelsea fans. And they drop points in the title race. They defeat Aston Villa by 3-1. Also, they defeat Brentford.
Before that was Wolves.
Yeah, they defeat Brentford. They defeat Brentford by 2-0, and they.
Oh yeah, so in the EFL Cup, and then before that, I think was a 0-0. So let's look. So in their last 5 games in all competitions, so they go 5 games. So they drew to Brighton, that's a draw. They beat Aston Villa. They beat Brentford, drew to Wolves, and I think they had one more draw. So I think they've only won 2 games in the last 5. I think. Liverpool
coming into this one, they lost to Leicester City by 1-0. Defeat Leicester by 4-3 and penalty. Draw 2-2 with Tottenham Spurs. Defeat Newcastle by 3-1. At home, defeat Aston Villa by 1-0. So Liverpool 3 win, 1 lose, 1 draw in their last 5 games. So 8 coming into this game. Last 5 times Chelsea and Liverpool play. So in 2021, earlier on this year, last year, I should say, Liverpool draw 1-1.
You forgot. It's last year.
Yeah. And when Chelsea defeat us by 1-0.
I think it was
in the FA Cup. And in 2020, we defeat Chelsea by 2-0. In 2020, we beat them by 5-3. I remember that game when Frank.
That game, Pulisic was dangerous. That game, remember, he span our defense, and was it Oxlade-Chamberlain who got the? No, it was Oxlade-Chamberlain who got the 5th. I remember.
So in the same 2020 season, they defeat us at Stamford Bridge by 2-0. So let's look at the last 5 times Liverpool traveled to Stamford Bridge. Let us see all the record as.
So 2-0 win last season. 2-0 win in 2020.
Listen, 2-0 for Liverpool win. 2-0 for Chelsea. Both clean sheet, both team make clean sheet. And then in 2019, Liverpool defeat them by 2-1. Remember that Roberto Firmino header and.
Oh yeah, that was the Trent free kick and the Bobby header and the Kante, that fantastic goal by N'Golo Kante.
2018 we draw 1-1 and Chelsea defeat us in 2018.
Oh, Ryan, do you remember that 2018 game? That absolute screamer by Sturridge.
Yep.
That was one of the best goals I've ever seen live on TV.
So look at it now. It's even very close. So for the last 5 games, Liverpool has won 2, Chelsea won 2, and 1 draw. So it's very, very close. It's by fine margin. Standing in the group, in the Premier League right now, City, 21 games played, score 53 goals and conceding 13, 53 points. Chelsea in second, 20 games played, 43 goals score, and 14 conceding, 42 points. Liverpool, 19 game play. They score 50 goal, conceding 16, 41 points. And the team that finished the top 4 is Arsenal. 20 games play, scored 33 goals, 25 conceding, and 35 points. In 5th position right now, West Ham leading Crystal Palace by 3 goals to 0. Tottenham Spurs win today by 1 goal to 0 over Watford, and they're in 6th position. They play 18 game. West Ham play 20 game. Man United in 7. Keep staying at 7 United. That's a very good conference league spot. So I want United to finish above 7 or 8. So let us see what's going to happen. So viewers, that's it. We give you guys more than enough insight on the game.
Your prediction. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah,
I'm curious to know what you're going to go with, but you won't like my one. I'm not going with a loss, by the way. You'll see.
I am the host. You go first.
I'm going Liverpool 3, Chelsea 3. And the reason I'm going with 3-3 draw, Ryan, is I think we're going to catch them with their makeshift wing backs. The fact that they're going to have to play Callum Hudson-Odoi wing back, and I think we're going to bully them. And Alonso, I think we're going to really bully them. But I think they're going to bully us. The fact we've got no Alisson, and we're going to have no Thiago, because I think Thiago, even though he does give away a ball a lot stupidly, but he still dictates midfield and pings balls everywhere. So I think, unfortunately, it's going to be a very high-scoring draw. I think both of us are going to, both Liverpool and Chelsea fans will feel really sad because they'll be like, oh no, City going to run away with it. I just think it's going to be a storm of a game, 3-3. I think we won't win the game. But, at least we didn't lose. But, both teams would be like, rest in peace, title race. So, I'm going 3-3.
3-3. Wow.
It's crazy, I know.
Smash the like button, people.
Ryan, what are you going with?
Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. For me, I really pick against Liverpool. I am a really biased Liverpool supporter. And I see Liverpool going to bounce back after 2 disappointed loss against Chelsea, loss against Leicester City, and a draw against Tottenham. So I think...
wait. Half time's here. Yes. The man himself is here.
Evening, Bridget. Welcome to the show, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
I'm doing good, man. What said you? What's going on at Chelsea at this moment? Roman Lukaku coming out of interview. What is going on, man? A couple of weeks ago, Chelsea going to win the league. They signed big striker. What really going on at Chelsea? Talk to us. What that interview first?
Well, I won't be with you guys long because as I explained to Ryan, I had some other commitments that I totally forgot about. So, but at Chelsea right now, I think it's a compilation of factors that's hampering the team right now, both on and off the pitch. In Romelu Lukaku's interview, I can see why the club is upset. I can see why the manager is upset as well. But I guess he was just being honest. But as a manager, you don't want your player going out and giving interviews like those, especially when the team is in the situation that it's in, where it's struggling to find form. There's a number of injuries, there's a number of COVID cases, etc., and they're struggling to find some consistency. So I know the interview was done early December, but the time of the release was very untimely. And I think although Fabrizio Romano would have contacted Romelu Lukaku before making that interview public, I just think the timing of it was very bad. It's imbecilic on Romelu Lukaku's path, from to be totally blunt. But overall, again, if you're a player and you're going to a club and the manager promises you something and it doesn't work out the way the manager says, or it's not going the way the manager says, then one can't blame you. Him saying he wants to go back to Inter Milan and all of that, it doesn't go down well with Chelsea fans. But again, personally, I think it's much ado about nothing, really, because even if he were to go back to Inter Milan, when will that be? Inter is currently broke. Chelsea will not be selling Romelu Lukaku unless they can recuperate at least 3/4 of the money that they paid for him. And we know the money they paid for him, close to 100 million. So will Inter be willing to pay $75 million for Romelu Lukaku anytime soon? No. So he's stuck with Chelsea and Chelsea is stuck with him. So all the noise coming out from the different angles right now, it doesn't really make any sense in my opinion. Tuchel will talk to him about the situation, and in a matter of weeks, if Romelu Lukaku is getting on the score sheet, it will be a thing of the past.
So, what Thomas Tuchel promised him to play attacking football?
No. Based on my understanding, because I watched the interview in its entirety, and I read the reports coming out from Gab Morcati, as well as a few other Italian journalists. But Tuchel had initially stated that he was going to play something similar with two strikers. So it would be him and someone playing with him. So a lot of what we're seeing now, where it's Romelu Lukaku by himself up front, struggling for a ball, all of that, wrestling, that wasn't a part of the agreement. So if I'm to understand fully based on the context of what the journalists explained, they lamented that it would be something like a 3-5-2 formation or something like that, where similar to where he was at Inter, where he had Lautaro Martinez playing close to him, like kind of like a second striker. So a bit of the pressure was alleviated. So I'm not sure if it was a team of Werner and Romelu Lukaku or Kai Havertz and Romelu Lukaku partnership up front that Thomas Tuchel had promised, but he wouldn't be playing up front by himself. So yeah, that's essentially the understanding I got.
Boy, thanks for explaining that, because I was saying him wrong. But if you promise the man something, Thomas Tuchel, give the man what he need. You pay
exactly, yeah. And he realized that he got the best. Antonio Conte got the best out of him while playing him in that way. And early in the season, Conte came out and said Chelsea weren't utilizing Romelu Lukaku properly. And having seen this interview that Lukaku did, one could understand why Conte said what he said. You get what I'm saying? So
both of them have a good relationship. Him and Conte have a very good relationship. So yeah, I know you don't have enough time, but what happened? Ja against Brighton 1-1. Tyker Reese took it over. Explain to
James out as well. It's really bad.
Well, Tyker Reese seems over for both of us, really.
Yeah.
But in that Brighton game, though, I think Brighton outplayed us in every way possible. Like we were played off the park. They had more shots on target. They had more shots. They had better ball position. Everything. They were just more eager. Chelsea team looked languid. They looked tired. They looked lethargic. We were totally outrun in midfield. And again, I think it's one of those performances where Chelsea was playing as if they deserved to win just because they were Chelsea, and not a matter of them playing to deserve the victory. So I thought Yves Bissouma, he was class on the day. He showed up all the midfielders that Chelsea had on the pitch. It was only when N'Golo Kante came on the pitch that Chelsea actually looked as if they could gain some control of the midfield. So Yves Bissouma, he totally took out everything that was in the middle. He had Jorginho and Kovacic wiping his boots for the most part of that game. So I think we lost the midfield battle, and we don't usually lose those midfield battles. Jorginho, I'm not a big fan of him. For those who know me, they know that he's too slow. He thinks he has more time than he actually does on the ball, and Brighton realized that, and they were quick to close him down every time he got the ball. Chelsea could have lost that game 3-1 easily. There was an occasion in the box where Jorginho was in total control of the ball. He laid down over the ball, trying to beg a foul. The Brighton's attacker, I think it was McAllister, he got his shot off and Mendy had to make a save. And it's the same thing in the middle of the pitch, again, closer to the end. Jorginho, simple ball played out to him from the defenders. He controlled the ball, was waiting on the tackle. He drew contact. It wasn't a foul. And again, Brighton mounted an attack and it could have resulted in a goal. So I think we need those legs in midfield that N'Golo Kante offers, that hustle, that quick movement of the ball, because not all the time we're going to have the time on the ball. There are some teams that will be dressing off and allowing Chelsea to have the ball. That won't be the case all the time. And I think that will be a similar situation tomorrow with Liverpool, because Fabinho and Jordan Henderson, if they are fit to play, they won't be allowing you time on the ball. So I hope Thomas Tuchel addresses that.
Most definitely. So what do you think about this game overall, though? I know you speak about the Brighton, about your midfielder slow, Jorginho. I know you're not a big fan of Jorginho, but as you said, they're going to have Henderson. Where they're going to be James Milner, we're going to bite at him, not to hold on the ball. But where do you think the game going to win tomorrow?
Where?
Yeah.
Again, it's difficult for me to give a fair assessment of the game, because for one, Liverpool has 3 COVID cases that I'm not sure who they are. That Klopp said he would make
Alisson,
public.
Bobby Firmino, and I believe the other one is a youngster. But I think it's Alisson and Bobby are the big ones.
Well, I think he mentioned that Alisson and Bobby Firmino weren't in training, but he didn't go into details as it relates to the guys that were COVID positive. So he said he would make it public before the game. So it's kind of difficult for me to forecast what the lineups will be. For one, Chelsea is without their wing backs, so I'm wondering if Thomas Tuchel will go to a back 4, and if he does go to a back 4, does that then mean we will have an extra body in midfield, whether it be N'Golo Kante playing with Kovacic and Jorginho? I don't know, but games like these are usually won in midfield, primarily because Liverpool plays with a lot of width. You have Trent Alexander-Arnold, you have Robertson will be missing this game, right? Because I think the game was...
He's got 2 more bans. So, yeah, he will be missing this game.
Yeah, because one of the games were postponed, so that one doesn't count. But again, you have good width in your team. Chelsea doesn't have that width without Ben Chilwell and Reece James in the team. So, a back 4 for Chelsea, it's kind of difficult. But I think in the midfield is where the game will be won. That Henderson, Fabinho, Milner up against N'Golo Kante, Kovacic, and Jorginho will be quite interesting, because especially with Lukaku, if Lukaku plays, he will be looking for that ball to foot as well as over the top. And I think Chelsea's midfielders, they struggle to find that pass. Kovacic is the only one in Chelsea's team who is willing to play the ball first time and to hold his head up and to be progressive with the pass 9 out of 10 times. N'Golo Kante, we know he's more of a box-to-box midfielder, so it's kind of difficult to ask N'Golo Kante to find those decisive passes, because 9 out of 10 times he's trying to get the team higher up the pitch. But with Kovacic, I think in the first few games that he played with Lukaku for Chelsea this season, they were building a good partnership. Kovacic got injured, obviously. He had to miss out, came back in that game against Brighton, and he looked progressive again, although he didn't play the entirety of that one. But it will be an interesting one to see, but all the battles will be in the midfield area. Liverpool, I think you guys are without Thiago. But without Thiago, right? Yeah. So it will be more of a physical battle from the Liverpool point of view, because most the midfielders that you guys have in midfield, they aren't as much creative as they are physical. So they offer you more legs in midfield, which means less time for Jorginho on the ball. But again, Kovacic and his ability to dribble and to break down those presses, it should be interesting to see what he musters on the day.
Most definitely. Here you go, guys. Here at Chelsea. supporter, and then you have me and Jersey Boy wrapped up nearly 30 minutes. We talk about the game and stuff. So we know half time don't have enough time. So before you go half time, score prediction and why you think.
Score prediction. I'm gonna go 2-1 for Chelsea. 2-1 for Chelsea. Reason being, I think Chelsea needs a victory more than Liverpool. Liverpool hasn't been great over the past few games, but they have been winning. They've been winning. That the game against Wolves, you weren't great. You won the last minute of that game, and a few more games after that. I saw Alisson. He won't be playing, but there were chances there that offered the opposition opportunity to capitalize, and because of the quality that you were up against, you weren't made to pay. But I think Chelsea is struggling defensively to keep clean sheets as things stand now. So I can't see them keeping out Liverpool really. But Lukaku is on a good run of form. He will want to give a big performance, especially after that interview that he gave earlier in the week. But yeah, I think 2-1 for Chelsea. Lukaku will be in the midst of it again. Kai Havertz, he's back in training. I expect him to be in the team. Timo Werner probably not fit from the start, but he should offer something different in the second half, maybe 10-15 minutes to keep Joel Matip occupied, running down those channels and offering a little bit more space for Romelu Lukaku. So 2-1 in my opinion for Chelsea. I think Liverpool will struggle tremendously without those key players that you'll be missing on the day. And especially with Klopp not being on the sideline again. So.
I think it'd be interesting to see how Pep Lijnders handles, because obviously we could just see if he could take over the Klopp in the future. But quick one to say this: I think it'd be really interesting the fact that you guys have got no fullbacks, proper fullbacks. You have to play probably I'm going to predict you're going to play Alonso left wing back and Hudson on the right. I think it'd be very interesting. But I love the fact that everyone's gone different. Ryan's gone for Liverpool to win. You've gone Chelsea to win, and I've gone a 3-3 draw.
But
3-3.
But as I said, the smart decision would be to play a back four. But Thomas Tuchel, I don't think he will play a back four. He's always playing a back three. It's a system that he feels most confident in. Not a big fan of it because I think it hinders us going forward. I think playing a back four, especially with the wealth of attacking talent that we have in the Chelsea squad. I think we had Pulisic as a wing back a couple of games ago. Hudson-Odoi, again, I'm not a big fan of him either. I think he's indecisive in the final third, and that's the issue I have with him. He isn't sure what he is. Whenever he gets to the final third, he can't make up his mind whether to cross the ball or whether to kick at goal. It cost us a point as well because in that Brighton game, he had an opportunity where it was either kick at goal or make the decision to pass it early. And in the end, when he did make his mind up, it was too late, and it wasn't anything whatsoever. So again, Hudson-Odoi is a right back. I think that's how Thomas Tuchel will go. Pulisic, we can't have Pulisic playing so deep. He's an attacking player. Can't tackle. He's very light, very frail in my opinion. So you want him closer to the opposition box instead of his back facing the Chelsea goal. So again, whichever way it goes, it will be an interesting one because both teams are suffering with injuries and COVID cases, and we won't get a fully fit Chelsea team against a fully fit Liverpool team. So it will be different from the first game that we played earlier in the season.
So tell me something half time. Now, what formation Inter Milan play? No, Chief 5-2 them play.
Yeah.
So why Chelsea don't play that formation there?
That's what I'm saying. So that's what we're saying. So
they use 3 at the back and 5 in the midfield. So why
Chelsea use 3-4-3? I don't know why. Because if it were a case where we're playing 3-5-2, all Thomas Tuchel would need to do is to tuck one of those players that he has playing wide in a number 10 role. You get what I'm saying? So it'll be Marcus Alonso, Reece James on the wing back, or Ben Chilwell and Reece James in a perfect world. Rudiger, Thiago Silva, and Christensen or Ashley Quater, whichever way you want to put it. And then in front of those, you would have Jorginho and N'Golo Kante, and then you can put one person in front of it. So instead of playing them as wingers, because Mason Mount, let's be honest, he isn't a winger. So you find that Chelsea lack that width. You get me? We lack the width. Mason Mount, his statistics, they have been great over the past 6 or 7 games, but still we lack the width. So play Mason Mount behind Kai Havertz and Romelu Lukaku then, and then problem solved. Ben Chilwell and Reece James marauding down the flanks, Mason Mount on the edge of the 18-yard box waiting to collect the ball from them, and then Romelu Lukaku and Kai Havertz on the centre halves.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so
one thing for Lukaku, you can't have your cake and eat it two sides. Man can't be the team. Man can't be the team just on you. What more when you get injured?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if because we saw it, you know, we've seen it this season already, you know. We saw where Thomas Tuchel played him with Timo Werner, and it looked really good, and it worked for Lukaku as well. You get what I'm saying? I think Werner had 2 assists to Lukaku or something like that. Or Werner had an assist and scored a goal as well with Lukaku. So I think that would be the smart decision, because Werner is willing to run the channels. He's not as precise in front of goal, but he's willing to run the channels to pull defenders out of place and offer space for Romelu Lukaku. But when you have Romelu Lukaku playing by himself with 2 and 3 6'4" centre halves all day, he's gonna be touching the ball 3 and 4 times for the game. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna be hoping that one of the times when it goes in there, he's going to make something of it. It can't be. Look at the game against Brighton, and that's a perfect example. The game against Brighton, he was wrestling with Dunn for the entire game. He was wrestling for Dunn for the entire game. Huh?
Nobody win against the Brighton tall light post, bro.
Exactly. And what I'm saying is, had it been a case where he had a second there, then it would keep the other centre halves occupied, because whenever he wrestled off Dunk, he had to be, someone else was there waiting on him. You get me? Because that guy was always free, and the guys who were playing next to him, Mason Mount and Pulisic at one point, and Mason Mount and Hudson-Odoi at one point, they don't know how to play in that position, because Mason Mount isn't an out-and-out winger. You get what I'm saying? Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, these guys know how to use the width of the pitch. Mason Mount and these, they're natural midfielders. So it's difficult for them to understand how to operate in a forward role. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
The thing about killing bro, you have too much money, man. That a kill you. You have too much money and you have too much player, similar player.
Never heard of that. And even when you talk about similar players, each player offers something.
They didn't have a winger. What about this guy who want to buy from Ajax?
Ziyech, that's what I'm saying. Ziyech. So if we were playing Ziyech, if we're playing Ziyech, then if we're playing Ziyech, you play him. Ziyech can't get an entire 90 minutes. Every time he plays, he's coming up 60, 70 minutes, because Thomas Tuchel wants him to be tracking back. Based on the formation, you want him to be tracking all the way back to help out the defenders. You get what I'm saying? Can't expect that they allow the players to go out there and play their football and express themselves. So if you have 4 defenders and 2 defensive midfielders, that's the defensive half of the field. And then everyone else on the other half, they're defending from the front. So whether it be pressing in the opposition half, and whenever the opposition breaks that press, then it's over to the defensive half of your team to play their role. It's over to N'Golo Kante and Jorginho and the 4 centre-backs, or however much defenders you have there to take up from there. But you can't expect a winger playing in the final third to track all the way back to help out down here. That don't make any sense. Anyway, Ryan, my wedding starts at 1, so I'm going to leave you guys now.
Good luck, half time. Enjoy.
Yeah, man. Take care, Jersey boy. Take care, Ryan. Happy New Year again, Ryan LFC
Happy
fans.
New Year, man.
Later,
Yeah.
bro. Leave
Yeah.
George alone, brother. Press for the man too much, bro. Leave the man nail the ball and do it. Leave the man alone, brother.
Nearly never kill a cat. Take care.
Jay, so
That's
big up
right.
yourself. Jay down in the chat. Big up
Yeah, man.
yourself.
Blessings, Jay. Blessings.
Yeah, Sebastian, big up, man. Sebastian, really appreciate every single one of you guys. The
He
support us.
come in. I'd love to have him. Did come on, and we've got
Jersey boy, Jersey boy going to do a few watch along for some of the big games. Them, I think Jersey boy started next week with Chelsea.
yes, guys. What we're going to be doing is because we want to build the channel up and do more stuff. I'm gonna start doing watch along. We're gonna start doing watch alongs for other games. So our first watch along, non-Liverpool related and Jamaica related on this channel will be next week. I will be doing a watch along with some guests, and we'll be doing a watch along of Chelsea, Manchester City. I'm gonna do a watch along of that game, and we've got loads of other games. And Ryan might join me, I don't know, but we're going to start building the channel more and more. We're getting to 11k subscribers. Just channel is getting bigger and bigger. And Arsenal, Spurs as well. I will do those two: Arsenal, Spurs, and Liverpool and City, Chelsea.
Okay, guys. So here you go. We have a very good preview. If you're watching back on the replay, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thought down in the comment section. And big up to every single one of you guys. What said you, Jersey boy?
Join us tomorrow, guys. We'll be live from 4 p.m. English time. 4 p.m. GMT will be live on the channel. Me, Ryan, Stephen, and Yusuf will all be back. Me, Ryan, Stephen, Irish Rugby, because there's too many Stephens around. So Stephen, Irish Rugby, our Irish friend, and Yusuf will all be joining us for the watch along. We'll be joining for the watch along tomorrow from 4 o'clock, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Come on, you Reds. Let's prove to these people we can still keep up with Man City somewhat. We might not win the league, but at least we can show them that we can still be right by them and, give them a bit of stress. So we'll see you guys tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Join us with the guest. Watch along.
7 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. So if you're in the USA, Canada, Jamaica, Africa, some part in Africa, it's going to be 11 p.m. sharp, and it's going to be 4 p.m. sharp in the UK. So don't miss Ryan LFC.
AM, not PM, AM. 11 a.m., guys. 11 a.m., 4 p.m. English time. We'll be live tomorrow. Join us tomorrow, guys. Can't wait for this watch along. We've got some new stuff you can clearly see. I've got a whole green screen set up, so I'll be using that more often. So we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Jersey boy.
Come on, you Reds.
Okay, so Jersey boy.
So what are you going to say?
Hear the thing. Remember, you say plan to do other stream, not my decision, your decision. So when I available, I will give you the time. If you don't available, don't stress yourself. So
I will not, Ryan. That's why I'm saying I would love to do Arsenal Spurs. I'm going to have a look at the times.
Check when the Arsenal Springs and the Tottenham game.
Arsenal versus Spurs. Arsenal versus Spurs is going to be 5:30. So this time. No, so the same time as the Chelsea game next Sunday.
So when is the City one?
City one.
When is the game? Saturday.
It's the early kickoff again. I think it's early kickoff, isn't it? Yeah, early kickoff.
Saturday.
Yeah, but my parents wanted me to be up anyway. So I'm, if I've got reason to be up, that's good. So I will do. They're both good times. I won't show myself. So I'll only do 2 games. That's it.
Okay. So people, let's hope we can get some.
Come on.
Luck. So happy New Year's. Spend it well with a loved one. Be good. Drink and have fun, but don't drink and drive. So let's see you have a great 2022. Sebastian, big up yourself. Stephen, big up yourself. Jay, big up yourself. Big up to all the new person who just joined the chat. Thompson, big up yourself. All of you guys, big up, enough love and respect.
Big up, amazing family. Hope you guys had a wonderful night last night. I had a bit to drink, so fun. Joe, I feel bad that you feel ill, bro. Hopefully you don't have the illness. And hope everything's good. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for another wonderful watch along. And then we'll be having a big preview with lots of Arsenal fans for the first leg of the EFL Cup semi-final. So it's going to be very busy. So we'll see you guys.
Peace.